Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing good and staying safe. My name is Pradeep, also known as Distill Stills on the internet, and I'm a freelance photographer. From this intro, you already know that I'm going to talk about something related to photography, but this is not like one of my usual videos where I show you what I shoot with or how I shoot with. Today I'm reviewing a plugin, a film emulation plugin by a company called Dehancer. So Dehancer reached out to me a few weeks ago asking me to look at their plugin and review it. They make plugins for video as well as photo, and I said that I'm mostly interested in their photo plugin. In exchange for reviewing their plugin, they offered me a full license, so I will be able to do the review. They didn't pay me anything, and whatever I say today to you will be my own honest opinions about the plugin. So that out of the way, let's just start this video off with some personal updates. We had a really good summer. I hope you have had a really good summer as well. So there was a lot of traveling, there was a lot of good light, some rain as well, but overall it's been pleasant. I hope it has been the same for you as well. So in between all this, I haven't got any time to make or post any videos, so yeah, sorry you haven't seen much of me on this channel lately. There are a couple more videos which are in the making, which I will post sometime soon. So as you might notice, this is a new space. We have recently moved in here. The other videos that I mentioned were shot in the previous space, so they might come out a bit later, so a bit confusing timeline. This is not the first film emulation plugin that I have used. One of my favorite ones in the past was called Nick Effects. Why do I need this plugin? Or why does anyone need this plugin? In my professional work, when I shoot for clients, I'm usually shooting and editing the way they want it for their purposes, but when I shoot for my personal purposes, I tend to go for this film look kind of an effect. You might have seen this in my pictures on my portfolio or on Instagram, and this film look is very subjective for everybody. So some of the things are easy to understand, like grain, which is very an integral part of this film look. Then there is this contrast, which is very different in film look, and there are some things which are really hard to reproduce, like the halation effect and the bloom, hard to reproduce in post. Some people use the filters in front of their lens to get this effect, but yeah, so because of all these reasons, it is a little bit difficult to reproduce film effect or a particular look of a film stock in post-production. Plugins help a lot in this matter. Shooting with the Fujifilm camera, which I use right now, has been a real game changer for me when coming to film looks in my images. I will show you later on some of the images, how it looks straight out of camera, and how the raw images look, how the JPEGs look, and how I edit it, and how the plugin will affect it. So in this video, I'm just going to go through the whole process of using Dehancer, starting with the download, install, and I'll record it so that you can follow along with me. This is how their website looks. So as you can see, they have video plugins and photo plugins, and also an iPhone app. Since I don't have an iPhone, I'm not going to be looking into this. Today I will just look into the photo plugin. So you can see here they offer a lot of things in the plugin. So in this plugin you can do film grain, bloom, halation, defringing, vignetting, and you can make your own presets as well. Looking at the price for a lifetime license, it's nearly $200. So you can use it on Photoshop, Lightroom, Capture One. I think this is Affinity Photo, both Mac and Windows. I have seen many YouTubers review this for the video plugin, but I haven't seen any reviews for the photo plugin. I'm going to download the version for Photoshop Lightroom, and I have a Mac. The latest plugin for Photoshop Lightroom is 2.3.3. If you would like to try it as well, you can try it with this free trial version. Since I have an activation key, I'm going to go ahead and use the full program. Looks like there's a separate Lightroom installer and a separate Photoshop installer. Let us start with the Lightroom installer, because I rarely use Photoshop nowadays for the fine edits, but the look of the image I achieve mostly in Lightroom. So let's do the Lightroom one. As you can see, the download and install was quite straightforward. I hope that's it. I will have to restart Lightroom. Let's do that now. Just have a look at their guide. So it works in the sRGB space. Okay, so in Lightroom they are asking us to use the TIFF format for external editing, sRGB space and 16-bit bit depth. This is really good. It is a non-destructive plugin. Most of the things are nowadays. Let's restart Lightroom. So once you double click on the Lightroom plugin icon, this is what comes up. I have to download update film profiles. Yeah, that's a lot of film profiles. Go into Lightroom, go to photo and go to edit in other applications, and it'll take you to preferences. You can change these display preferences as per Dehancer's recommendations. Then go to this add additional external editor. So let's choose Dehancer and Dehancer Lightroom plugin. Choose. That's it. Done. Now let's see again. Photo, edit in Dehancer. That's nice. Edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. Yes, I prefer that. So this is a raw image, and this is the JPEG. So already there is an emulation on it, which I got from Fujifilm X Weekly. Yeah, this is a very warm kind of an image. You can already see there is a lot of grain applied. The highlights are really like you can see a little bit of the halation gloom kind of an effect, and the colors are really nice. The sky has a nice blue teal gradation. This preset was built on Classic Chrome in the Fujifilm. Let's see how it looks in Adobe Color. So this is how it would look in Adobe Color. Let's go back to Classic Chrome. I like this look, especially for urban, street, even some travel images. This is really nice look. This JPEG is perfectly usable for social media, even for small prints. But if I was giving it to a client, I would edit the raw image. So you would go into photo, edit in Dehancer Lightroom plugin, and that would open it up in this view. This is how the original looks. There's a lot of things you can do here. I mean, you can still do all the raw edits as well. Exposure compensation, temperature. I don't want to change those. It's already good. Tint, defringe, radius. Okay, so this is what I am mostly interested in. Film developer. The interface is quite simple to use. There are sliders just like in Lightroom, and there are tools on either side. These are all the presets here. Adox color, AFGA, Fuji Externa, Vivid, Fuji Reala. Okay, and Kodak Eastman. Very nice. Yeah, looks very film-like. I mean, this is very easy if you want to use presets like this. You can sort your presets, you can create more presets. So you got to use one of these base. This reminds me a lot of the Nik FX plugin. So they also had very similar base presets, and then you could add on to it. You could add even lens effects and other things on that. So let's say you had film compression. This is the effect you get. You can change the impact of each thing. You can see which tonal range it affects. Very good. Color density. Film grain effect. I'll just zoom in so you guys can see it better. So you can appreciate it at the junction of the sky and building. So you can change the size. I prefer something small. Yeah, and you can change how much grain there is. So that's a lot of grain. That's none. Okay, just a little bit. just to give that little bit of a film effect. What is this resolution? How obvious the grain is. So where you can control where the grains are. So basically where the grain is in the shadows. As you can see, they are still experimenting with some of the features, and yeah, I guess this is going to get better over time. So this is the kind of effect which you get with one of those Pro Mist filters, where you get a diffuse highlights. You can see the shadows merging into the highlights here. You can scale back everything as you would like to. You can add vignette as well. Okay, so I like this. The vignetting is nice, subtle, graded. A lot of thought has gone into this. So these are all the things you can do in all of these presets, and you can, as I said, you can create your own presets, your own profiles. Got a lot in here already. Nice zoom feature here. Oh, there's a waveform as well if you like to edit in that way. There's a master reset. There's an undo. You can hide the preset. If you found one you like and you want to do only the granular development. Restore last use settings. Okay, so if you had made an edit already and you want the same edit on to another picture, you can use that. That's good. You can even favorite your own film profile. Okay, so this is what I was looking for, a before and after. So this is the before, this is the after you apply the film profile. Let's try some monochrome ones. I just want to see how it looks. So I have set up an Ilford monochrome film profile in my Fujifilm camera. So this is an Ilford one. I'd say the sliders are quite sensitive. You can still do granular adjustments with arrow keys. So you click on the value box and go up and down. That's good. So in Lightroom, I can set it up that if I open one of the setting panels, the other one automatically closes. That's very useful to have like all quick access to all the other panels. I wish that this plugin also had that. So maybe that setting is not available. There are not too many here, but that could be quite useful for a quicker workflow. You might have noticed that based on the preset that I use, these panels change. So I didn't see this color head in one of the color presets. So I guess this is something related to monochrome ones. Okay, so after tinkering with the plugin a little bit, I found out the difference between the profiles and the presets. So profiles are basically all the film stocks. Let's say you choose Ilford HV5 plus 500. So this is the film stock, and the preset is what you do with this. So for example, you want it tuned a particular way, you do that, and then you can save it as a preset. And Dehancer already has a few presets with few of the film stocks that are here in the profiles. So you can choose one of them and you can see the difference. There is a lot of edits applied to the same Ilford kind of film stock. So that's the difference. So once you have finished with your edits, you just click OK, and it's back in Lightroom now. You have the edited image in Lightroom. So they're all TIFF images, so the image size might be quite high, but this is my usual workflow. Even when I edit with Photoshop, when I send images from Lightroom to Photoshop, it always goes as a TIFF. You can choose a different format, but this is the best quality to edit with. I think I will use this on some other files. Let's see, let's try to look for maybe a portrait. So here is an example of something I would normally shoot on the street. So this is the JPEG and this is the raw image, right? So I ended up using this JPEG because I liked it as is. So let's see what we can do with this raw image in Dehancer. Yeah, the image is quite busy. This is something that I would shoot on a street. There are some elements of portraits. There's a street portrait. There's a storefront. There are so many elements which, let's see how it affects all this. So you can see that, yeah, the grain is really good. There's some nice halation going on. This dog is basically the subject, so let's see how it's affecting the dog. I don't really understand how this works, but you can see the effects in real time. That's the raw and this is the edit. Pretty good. I'm happy with the film effect or film emulation part of it. There are some quirks with the workflow, but I think the more and more I use it, I will be able to get used to it. And even after it's in Lightroom now, you can still make edits to this. That's the beauty of editing in a non-destructive plugin. So here's another thing I noticed while editing more pictures with this plugin. Common keyboard shortcuts like Command Z for undo don't really work. You have to use the on-screen shortcuts for undo, redo, etc. So probably this can be a thing which can be improved in the upcoming versions. Now that we have seen the installation and the first use of the Dehancer photo plugin for Lightroom, I'm of the opinion that you should try it. Like, I would recommend you to try it, and it has a lot of controls, it has a lot of granularity, and it does produce good results. I have only shown you like a couple of examples, but I'm going to keep trying this plugin on many more images, and whether or not to buy it is a little bit of a more of a personal decision. Like a person like me who has a high output, who has a high number of photos to edit, it would be really useful for me if I had something like this. If you're a production house or like a small studio or a small production house, I feel like this product, both the film as well as the photo plugins, are aimed towards people who have like a small business or a small production house. But for individuals, it may be a little harder to recommend. But if you are into this, then it's an easy recommendation to buy it. And if you do decide to buy it, Dehancer has provided me with an affiliate link. If you do purchase using this link, which I will put in the description as well as on the screen, I might get some kickback from that. I hope this was useful to you, and if you want to see a video about the video film emulation plugin on the DaVinci Resolve platform, then leave a comment and I'll try to make it happen. Thank you very much for watching so far. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know if you want to see something specific from me. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Have a nice day.